Hey my loves, what's up? For those of you that don't know me, my name is Crissanna, and if you're new here, then welcome. And if you're an oldie, welcome back. So guys, in today's video, we have a good one. We're going to be testing out the new Tarte Sweet Tarte Frosted Eyeshadow Palette. So here's what it looks like. I just thought this was too pretty to pass up. So they also came out with another palette as well. That one is more on the brown side. And I actually wanted both, you guys, but it always seemed that one was out of stock. And then the last time when I purchased this one, the brown one was out of stock, but they were two for $39 when they're originally $29. So I really wanted to get both, especially for that deal, but the brown was out of stock. So I ended up getting this one, but this one looks gorgeous, you guys. And I'm really excited to play around with this. This will be my first time ever trying out anything from Tarte. I might have tried something else from them, but I haven't ever tried an eyeshadow palette. I know that for sure. And how lucky are you guys? You guys are going to be getting at least 2 videos from me this week. I'm so happy to be getting back in the spirit of filming. There for a few months, I just was not feeling it. That was kind of part of the problem, but then also my daughter wasn't going to daycare anymore, so she was here with me every single day. So the only time that I was able to film was when her dad was going to watch her, or if I took her to my grandmother's or something. But yeah, other than that, guys, I am super excited to be back. So I'm going to pull this palette out and show you guys what it actually looks like. Oh, you guys, this is so pretty. I love the packaging. So it is plastic, but it's like a heavy duty plastic. And then on the back, it's kind of like a mirror type thing. Let's go ahead and open it up. You guys, this looks absolutely gorgeous. These shades look so buttery and so soft. Like, I'm not usually into like purpley tones like this, but I just figured I do have a lot of neutrals in my collection. So I am happy that I went with the more pinky one. So I was considering doing 2 looks in one, but I just don't think it would be necessary because I'm probably going to use almost every single shade in this palette just to do one eye look. And then also at the end, guys, I will do swatches, so stay tuned for that. I'm just going to take my L'Oreal Infallible Concealer, just prime both lids. I don't know about any of you guys, but personally for me, I just cannot use an eyeshadow primer. I feel like my eyeshadow always ends up looking like super choppy and stuff. But then again, I also always set, whether I'm using concealer or eyeshadow primer. So that definitely could be the problem, because a lot of people say that if you're using a real eyeshadow primer that you don't have to set. So maybe I'll have to try it without setting. And then as always, I'm going to take the Maybelline Fit Me powder just to set down both lids. Or you know what, you guys? There might actually be a shade in the palette that is light enough to set. Go ahead and look. Okay, no. So there's not one that's super light that I like to use. So I'm just going to lightly dust the setting powder on my lid, because I feel like sometimes I use a little bit too much and then it takes away from the pigment. So now that we're up close and personal, let's get into this eyeshadow palette. So this eyeshadow palette has 9 shades in it, and again, it is $29. So we're really going to see if this is worth the price. So I'm first going to take a transition shade, and this is going to be the shade Buttercream. And honestly, you guys, now that I'm looking at it in a different light, this probably could have been light enough for a transition shade. When I'm looking at it in the pan, it literally looks like a light purpley lilac shade. But I don't know, maybe it's just the way the pan is reflecting in front of me, because when I just put it up to the camera, it looked very light. So there is a lot of kickback with this shade. I'm just going to blend this up above the crease. I'm not really seeing any difference in my regular skin tone, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. This palette is literally beautiful though, and I'm so excited to play around with it. So I'm going to take this middle shade, and this is called Indulgence. I think that's how you pronounce it. So this is just going a little more into the crease, and this is a James Charles & Morphe M441 brush. So it is a bigger blending brush. So far, the shades seem very buttery. They literally feel in the eye just how they look in the pan. Definitely not getting the same intensity on the lid like it looks in the pan. It definitely looks a lot darker in the pan, but maybe I'm just tripping. Maybe it's not as dark in the pan as it looks. Maybe it's just the lighting that I'm looking at it in. But you guys, that is a super pretty soft shade. I feel like that'd be good for every single day. And you guys, I just realized every single shade in this palette smells amazing. Literally like a sugar cookie or something. So now I'm going to go into a deeper shade, and I'm going to take this JH33 brush. Definitely by far one of my favorite brushes to use. So I'm just debating on if I want to go in with this shade or this one, because the bottom one is more of a brownish shade, and I really don't want to do a full-blown neutral look today. I do want to do more of a purpley look. So let's go in with this shade Decadent. So it is the purple one. And then if this is too light, I will go in with the deepest shade. So I'm going to apply this right to the outer V, and then I'm going to apply some in the crease as well. Now I feel like the color payoff from this shadow is definitely exactly like it looks in the pan. You guys, honestly, so far so good. I did see one review on Ulta's website, and they said that they like hated this palette. Well, not hated. They said that the mattes were good, but the shimmers like were really crappy. But I'm just going to start bringing this right into the crease. So once I've brought that shade into the crease, I'm slowly and very lightly going to go up around and just blend. So once I've got that blended, I am going to go back in with the Ascendant, and I'm just going to keep building up that outer V to see how dark we can get it. These mattes are so buttery. It's making me want to go back and buy the other palette now. I just wish they were both in stock when I bought this one, because then I could have got them both for $39. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch this Souffle shade. So it's the darker shade. Oh yeah, see, that's like a true brown. That doesn't even have like a purple undertone at all, which is nice because I feel like you can still do a super neutral look with this palette as well. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other eye. Guys, so I think we are done with the matte shades. Let's go in for some shimmers now. So there's like this silver shade at the bottom called Sugar Coated, and I think it is absolutely gorgeous. Like, I'm really debating on going in with that shade. First, I'm gonna go in with the shade Sweet Tooth, which is this one right here. And I'm going to apply this to the inner part of the lid. So what I am noticing is when I'm moving my brush around, it's kind of like a matte where you get like kickback, which is kind of weird for a shimmer. So I am going to save the middle of my lid for a different shimmer shade. So this time I'm going to take the shade Temptation right here, and I'm going to put this right in the center of the lid. So now this shade is more on the pink side. But again, this shade also picked up really well. So now I'm going to go back in with the Decadent shade, so the matte purple shade that we used. And I'm going to apply some more of that right here. And just make sure it meshes in with the shimmer really nicely. Oh wow, you guys, honestly, this eye look is absolutely gorgeous. And I literally had no troubles at all. I feel like the mattes blended really well and the shimmers are super pigmented. So really quickly, I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to apply my false lashes. And then when I come back, I'm going to do swatches. We can do the lower lash line together. And I'm also going to do my lips on camera. So I'll be right back. All right, you guys, I went ahead and put my lashes on, and let me just say, these lashes are absolutely gorgeous. These are the Ioni lashes and Wispy Doll Full, and these are actually the Marble collection. So I'm always iffy with the Ioni lashes, and I haven't worn them in months because of the simple fact that I get an allergic reaction anytime I've worn them in the past year. That's what's happened. So I'm not really sure. There's one pair that I know for a fact that work really well with my eyes, and it's the green pack, and that is also the pack that they do not sell anymore at the Dollar Tree, which does suck because they were my favorite. But yeah, I guess we're gonna wear these today and kind of see how they wear throughout the day. If they do break my eyes out, I will let you guys know in the next video. But honestly, you guys, this eye look is absolutely fire. I think it is gorgeous. Everything performed so well. Let's go in for the bottom waterline now. First thing I'm going to take is going to be Indulgence. And I'm just going to take this on a fluffy pencil brush. And I'm just going to run this right along the lower lash line. And then I'm going to go back in with the Decadent shade. And this time I'm going to keep this a little more close to the lash line. So I think for today I am going to add a white liner in the waterline. I have this one by NYX in the shade Milk, but then I also have this one by L'Oreal, and this is in the shade Nude. So this is more of like a cream color versus a white. But I think for today I'm going to go in with the NYX one just to kind of open my eyes up a little bit. So for an inner corner highlight, since there isn't a light shade in this palette to use, I'm just going to take the highlighter out of my Lorac palette. This palette, you guys, I was obsessed with this for so long that I actually stopped using it because I didn't want to use it all up. But the highlighter and the blushes in this palette are absolutely gorgeous. I'm just going to take whatever's left on my brush just right up here. Honestly, guys, I feel really, really pretty today. I feel like my makeup looks really good, and I don't usually feel that every day. So now I'm trying to debate on which lipstick and liner I should use. So I have this set by Kylie. This is in the shade Ultra Beauty. But then I also have this one. This is from the Jen Atkins and Elf set. And this one is in the shade Self-Made Pink. So I think for today, I'm going to go in with the Elf one just because it is a little more of like a natural pink. And I don't want to go too bold. But if it doesn't look right, I will go in with the Kylie one. So again, this is Elf and Jen Atkins. It has a lip liner on one side and then a lipstick on the other. This is pretty good. I mean, it's not completely smudge proof, but it does last a while. So the lip liner is almost the same shade as my natural lips. Of course, it is a little bit different. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a close-up, and then we're going to do some swatches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some swatches on my arm right here, and then once I've got them all swatched, I'll come back and show you guys. So how I'm going to do it is I'm going to start from this side. I'm going to go over, and then so on and so forth. All right, you guys, so here is what the swatches look like. And again, I always say this, swatches just don't do justice, especially for me. I feel like they don't ever perform as well on the arm as they do on the eyes. You guys, honestly, these shades are absolutely amazing. Even like the swatches, they aren't horrible, but I do feel like they apply better on the eyes. The shimmers kind of seemed a little chunky with the swatches, but on the eyes, they applied beautifully. And honestly, you guys, if I could rate this palette, I would rate it 10 out of 10 stars. I definitely recommend it. I think if you don't have this palette, you definitely need it. And I definitely want to go back and get the brown one as well because I absolutely love this palette. It smells amazing. The shades blended so well. The shimmers were so pigmented. But again, guys, honestly, everybody isn't going to always love everything that I love and vice versa. So yeah, if you guys like this video, please give it a big old thumbs up and please subscribe if you haven't already. But if there's anything at all that you guys want to see next, please let me know because I have tons of new makeup that I have to get filmed. So if there's anything in between that you guys want to see, please let me know down below. And yeah, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and I'll see you next time.